What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Tonight, we're talking Corey Kluber, Marcus Semien, Archie Bradley, Yadier Molina, Theo Epstein, and the beginning of the International Signing Period starting tomorrow. Let's get to it. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing tonight? Alrighty, 48 people in the chat to start things off. How's everyone doing? Seeing a lot of familiar faces again. What do you know? We got Jackson. James Scott has entered the building. Hello. Iron Sports Edits. Hello. We have a new banana in the chat. We had banana, and now we have the Dylan O banana. So we have two bananas in the chat. It's nice to see. Let's get some other fruits in here. Why not some apples and oranges as well? I'm a big fan of mandarin oranges. Those are delicious. So, Noah Wright, what is going on? JH Sports, hello. Alex Conway, hello. Jared Grant, hello. Colton Stello, hello. Michael Yench, did I say your name? Hello. I'm seeing Jared Grant, Ben Balier. I think I pronounced that right. BZ Baseball, hello. Alrighty, BLP broke. What is going on? We're seeing a lot of people. Edmund19, hello. Alrighty. Alright. If I missed anyone, hello. Hello. So everyone, the off season of, I'm going to call this the off season of interest, because that seems to be the only thing going on this off season besides a few trades. There's nothing happening free agent-wise. This team is interested in this person. This team is interested in that person. That team is interested in this person. Interest. More interest. I'm tired of the interest. Can we start to please get some signings? I'm going to lose my mind. I'm really going to lose my mind. I don't know. I mean, it's great that we have seen some trades, but as I've said, I mean, yes, we've seen some trades, but this could very well be one of the worst off seasons of all time. You have some great talent this off season just sitting out there in the free agent market, and nothing is happening. There were no winter meetings. Well, there were, but it was through Zoom calls. I don't even know. Do you count that? I don't even know. But I don't know. I didn't even go live last night. I wanted to. I was kind of waiting for something to happen. I mean, there were a couple little, things here and there. We'll talk about a couple of those things tonight, but I didn't really think it was anything to really center a show around. And I don't know. I just felt like last night there was just nothing going on last night. And a few more things happened today. There's something happening tomorrow that I'm going to dive into. So we have a few things to talk about tonight, but the biggest story for tonight, let me get this music turned off so we can get focused on our topics at hand. The first topic that we are going to dive into, he seems to be the hot name right now, really the only name right now. We had Andrew Benintendi. That was the talk for a couple of days, but now I've heard nothing on Andrew Benintendi. And there's nothing on Springer. There's nothing on Bauer. There is just nothing. But this one guy, he did throw in front of a lot of teams tomorrow. He's looking to be pretty healthy. And that is Corey Kluber. So we do have an update on Corey Kluber. Yes, he threw in front of teams yesterday. A lot of teams showed up. He's looking pretty good. He was topping out at around 90 miles an hour. He's not even at full strength yet. So Corey Kluber, supposedly that session went very well. And Corey Kluber already is garnering He was already garnering a lot of interest before, but now he definitely has a market because he has shown these teams he's looking good, he's looking crisp, and he is possibly ready to just go a full season this year. So let me come back to you here. Alrighty, so Corey Kluber, this is one of the more interesting names on the market. It's a former Cy Young winner, a multiple-time Cy Young winner. This guy was one of the best pitchers in baseball at one point, and then he got traded to Texas. He started having all these injuries happen, and he just fell off the face of the planet. But now he's back. He's looking good to go. And with Corey Kluber, there's a lot of teams that could use his services. If he's healthy, this could be one of the biggest signings of this offseason. How's he going to be when he fully gets back into the swing of things? Is he going to be able to have a fully healthy season? We don't know that. He basically had his season lost this past year after, 5 pitches? So, at the end of the day, Corey Kluber is still a giant question mark. But if you can get even somewhat of the old Corey Kluber, you're getting a pretty decent arm for your rotation. And, I mean, for me personally, as a Red Sox fan, I would love to have a Corey Kluber. But let's dive into the article real quick. Let's give credit where it's due. Whoops, that's not the right one. Here we go. Okay, Corey Kluber. So, like I said, he was one of, I was saying that right. I don't know what I'm talking about. He was actually one of a few to throw in front of a few teams yesterday. We had Corey Kluber, Steve Cishek, Anthony Swarzak. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But mainly the big name here is Corey Kluber. So again, the teams that he did throw in front of, it says here, the full list of teams in attendance isn't known, although given that this was an open look at a 2-time Cy Young winner and a pair of relievers with considerable late-inning MLB experience, it'd be more notable to learn which few teams weren't in attendance than to know which clubs were. So yes, there were a lot of teams in attendance. So here are the teams that were in attendance. You had the Mets, you had the Yankees, Nationals, Red Sox. The Rays are interesting. The Rays are an interesting team. They did not get Charlie Morton back. They have a little bit of money. I kind of wonder if maybe the Rays could be a bit of a dark horse for a Corey Kluber. That's very interesting to me. So anyway, I digress. You got the Twins. You got the Cubs. That's an interesting one too. Oh, we got a super chat going on. Alex Conway with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. The Rangers. Could he go back to the Rangers? That would probably be one of the most uneventful signings in the history of signings. If he just went back to the Rangers, are you kidding me? Come on. The Marlins, that's a really interesting one. Very interesting. Tigers, the Pirates, very interesting as well. Blue Jays, Diamondbacks, and the Indians. That's another one too. The Indians, I mean, hey, they got some money now. Could he go back to the Indians? That's something to really think about there. Could you imagine that? He just goes back to the Indians. I mean, they just traded away Francisco Lindor, just traded away Carlos Carrasco. They got some money. They got some money to play with. I wouldn't count the Indians out in this, but they were all reported to be attending the showcase. So again, this isn't reportedly, this is not all the teams that showed up, or at least this isn't known if this was all the teams. But I think, at least to me, a few of these teams really stand out where I think he has the best chance to sign with. And I personally think there are a few of these teams that are just the best fits for him. And I'm going to go over a few of these fits. I'm going to start at number 5. I got 5 teams on. Oh, we got something going on. Oh, Juan Diaz with a $4.99 super chat. What is going on? I hope the Mets don't sign Springer. Too expensive for a center fielder in his 30s. Won't be a smart move. I mean, I think you can go either way with this one. While I think he would be a huge upgrade, you are right about the money. You're very right about the money aspect, where if they do sign Springer, they're going to be right there at the luxury tax line, right there. And if they don't sign him and maybe opt for maybe someone like a Jackie Bradley Jr., I could see something like that happening. Or someone even cheaper than that. That would give them a lot of flexibility still, and they would still have a pretty good team. So it's going to be a wait and see with him. I mean, I would love to see Springer on the Mets. That to me would just be like the best icing on the cake signing of all time. I mean, come on. You just had this incredible offseason so far, and then you just get a George Springer. I think it would be really cool personally, but I can understand why some people are against it too, because it really would make things tight. So I digress, but thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat, my friend. Really appreciate that. But getting back to Corey Kluber, the first team that I have on this list, as I have 5 teams that I think are the best fits for a Corey Kluber. I'm just going to run through these. I'm not going to talk too much into each one. But Corey Kluber, number 5, I have my Red Sox. I personally don't think the Red Sox are the best fit for a Corey Kluber. I think they would really benefit from a Corey Kluber. I think they need starting pitching, but just based off of kind of where they're at, I kind of wonder if Chaim Bloom is going to want to spend that money. Again, with Chaim Bloom, until I see him spend money, I'm not going to believe that he's going to do anything. I'm sorry. I need to see it to believe it with Chaim Bloom, Mr. Coupon King, the clearance rack reaper. I need to see that with Chaim Bloom, and I just wonder if he's going to spend the money. And you know, a lot of these teams, you got a lot of teams in this right now, and you know that price, it could get up pretty high. So we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening here. So, but again, the Red Sox really could use some starting pitching. It would be a great imagine the possibility if Corey Kluber were to bounce back. That would provide a huge boost for this rotation, but not just baseball-wise. Corey Kluber, he does live in the area in the offseason. He lives in Massachusetts, so that could be a nice fit logistically for him. But moving on to the next team, I think the Angels would be a great fit for a Corey Kluber. Yes, like I just said, he does have his offseason home in Massachusetts, so I wonder, would he want to go this far out all the way to the West Coast? But at the end of the day, the Angels need pitching. Sure, they're going after Trevor Bauer, but, you know, if they could get someone like a Corey Kluber as well as a Trevor Bauer, I mean, goodness gracious, that rotation would be looking pretty good at the moment if Corey Kluber were to be healthy. So I think he could be a great fit with the Angels. Again, just like the Red Sox, they really need some starting pitching. The next best fit that I have that's not the right one. No, darn it. Hold on a second. No, that's not the right picture. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Is this the right one? There we go. The Toronto Blue Jays are in at number 3. I think the Blue Jays would be another great fit. I love this possibility. You got Mark Shapiro there, who was with the Indians while Corey Kluber was there. Mark Shapiro was the one to acquire a Corey Kluber. So, and once again, a team that needs starting pitching. I would love this. I don't know what it is, seeing Corey Kluber in those Blue Jays uniforms. I don't know. There's something about it. I like it. But I think the Blue Jays, they're a hungry team. They're pretty close to competing seriously. So I think this would be an awesome fit for a Corey Kluber. Next up, I actually have the Twins. I think the Twins would be an amazing fit for a Corey Kluber. He is used to that. He is used to that division. He has pitched all over that division while with the Indians, and he does have Derek Falvey as the president of baseball operations with the Twins now, and Falvey was with the Indians while Corey Kluber was there. So there is that kind of a connection. And to me, the Twins have been oddly quiet this offseason. You haven't really heard too much of them, while the White Sox just have so much stuff going on with them right now. They traded for Lance Lynn. They just signed Liam Hendricks. They have had a great offseason so far. And the Twins are kind of just sitting there. They're just sitting there, not really doing anything. They have some money to spend, so I wonder if the Twins, who could use another starting pitcher, they could definitely use an arm in that rotation, and they could definitely use an arm like a Corey Kluber. If you can get something close to what the old Corey Kluber was, I think that could be huge for this Twins rotation. And last but not, especially after losing Jake Odorizzi, thank you, whoever just said that in the chat. Who just said that in the chat? I just lost it. Where did it go? I swear I just saw someone say Jake Odorizzi. I'm going blank. Oh, Red Sox baseball. Oh, yeah, you said it. So, Odorizzi, he just left the Twins. Well, he could go back, I guess, but Corey Kluber would be a huge addition to that rotation. And last but not least, the best fit, if you did catch it earlier, I clicked this one by mistake. The Yankees. I think the Yankees are simply the best fit for a Corey Kluber. Listen, the Yankees have also been oddly quiet, just like the Twins. Very quiet. Not really sure what they're doing. They've made a couple of minor moves, nothing crazy, but the Yankees are just very quiet. And I just think there's got to be something going on. You've heard them with DJ LeMahieu. When I mean quiet, they just haven't really signed anyone, but it's definitely been loud when it comes to DJ LeMahieu. They have said they really would like to bring him back, but definitely Corey Kluber would be an amazing fit. Eric Cressey, he's the head of the strength and conditioning for the Yankees, but he is also Corey Kluber's trainer. He also trains with Eric Cressey in the offseason. Eric Cressey has been handling his rehab. So you already have that connection there. And I'm going blank on the name. I apologize. But the Yankees pitching coach also is familiar with Corey Kluber because he used to be with the Indians. I'm sorry. I'm going completely blank on the Yankees pitching coach right now. I'm so sorry. If someone in the chat, could you remind me of what his name was? I cannot remember his name. Thank you, CFMC. Matt Blake. So, yes, absolutely a great fit here. I think this just is seamless. Absolutely seamless. So, getting back to you all, it's going to be really interesting with Corey Kluber at the end of the day. To me, this is one of like the most interesting free agents on the market right now. I wonder how much he's going to cost. I would imagine you're not going to go higher than $15 million for him. You do have to understand this is a two-time Cy Young winner, and he's not far removed from the success that he was having. Again, he's just been having these injury-riddled seasons for the last couple of seasons, and again, I don't think he's going to cost a boatload of money. I would imagine $15 million per season would probably what he ends up getting. I'm not sure if he's going to take a 1-year deal, if he takes a 2-year deal, maybe he takes a 1-year deal with like a mutual kind of an option or a team option or something like that. I think at the end of the day, I do think it's going to come down to, again, the contract, who's going to give him a good amount of money. But I also think he's getting close to, he's 35 years old now. And, how much longer is he going to be able to pitch? And I think this is a guy, he wants to win now. I think he really he's getting close to the end of his career. I would think he wants to give himself the best chance to win. Personally, again, getting back to the Yankees, I think the Yankees have the best chance to win out of all those teams. I think the Yankees are the closest when it comes to possibly winning it all in 2021. So that's just my opinion on that. Corey Kluber, again, would be a great fit for a lot of teams. So I'm pretty excited to see where he ends up signing. Also, did I see a super chat? Did that go off on the screen? Am I going crazy? Did that go up? I see you. Juan Diaz, thank you so much for the $2.99 super chat. Did that go up on the screen? Am I losing my mind? Alex S. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think I saw that. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure why that didn't pop up. Probably because I was going through the slides earlier. I apologize for that. But Juan, thank you so much for the $2.99 super chat. I really appreciate that. So, everyone, here we go. We're going to move into the next topic. And this is another guy drawing a lot of interest. That is the best word that's the word of the offseason. This is the offseason of interest. Interest here, interest there. But this guy has also been drawing interest, and that is Marcus Semien. We do have a bit of an update on Marcus Semien. Nothing too crazy, but you're starting to see his market start to unfold a little bit of the teams that really could be the best suitors for a Marcus Semien. So let's go ahead. Let's share the article. Okay, sharing my screen now. Here we go. So Marcus Semien, the Red Sox, again, my Red Sox in the news, and the Phillies among the clubs interested in Semien. You also have the Cincinnati Reds. I did predict Marcus Semien to go to the Reds in the beginning of the offseason, but now I don't even know what the Reds are doing. It's like, I hate this offseason. I thought the Reds would be a great fit for Marcus Semien. I wonder if they're going to have the money for him. They didn't even want to bring back an Archie Bradley, who we'll get to Archie Bradley here in a second, but he wasn't even going to be making that much money. I am just so surprised they didn't bring back Archie Bradley for that bullpen, but I digress. As you can see here, the Red Sox Phillies, Reds, and the Athletics have all been involved in discussions with free agent shortstop Marcus Semien, according to Jim Bowden. Boston is focusing on using Semien for second base since they already have Xander Bogaerts at third. Oh, oh, come on. Come on. Who typed this? Come on. You know, these people get paid to do, and I understand. I get it. Mistakes happen. I get it. I make a lot of mistakes, but come on. Come on. Anyway, Xander Bogaerts is a shortstop. Come on. So anyway, Marcus Semien, I think personally, as a Red Sox fan, he would be, Red Sox baseball. Screw it. Let's just make Devers the shortstop. Let's do it. Let's see what he's got out there. He's not good at third anyway. Let's try him at short. Let's see what he's got. But Marcus Semien, I think I wouldn't mind this for him at second base. I wouldn't mind this at all. But I wonder, because they have Jeter Downs, they have Nick York down below in the farm system. Well, Nick York's very far away. He was just drafted. He was just drafted out of high school, so I don't know if you can really count him. But you do have Jeter Downs, who could possibly be on the cusp of the major leagues. I wonder if the Red Sox would really go after Marcus Semien. I think they're kicking the tires on a lot of players right now. If they did bring in a Marcus Semien, I wonder if that would be like a 190 or like a 1-year deal or like a 2-year deal max for the Red Sox. I could see, honestly, I wonder if Marcus Semien is going to end up signing a pretty short deal because he did not have the best season. Oh, we got something happening. Ralph Takuri with a $4.99 super chat. You guys are going crazy with the super chats tonight. Thank you so much. Hey, Robbie, who are your top 5 catchers heading into next season? Oh, man. Top 5 catchers. We'll go over that in a little bit. Let me finish up with Marcus Semien, and then I'm going to go in. Then I'll get into that. Top 5 catchers heading into next season. I mean, JT Realmuto, he's going to be number 1. Yasmani Grandal, he's going to be number 2. Oh, I mean, maybe I'm biased, but Christian Vasquez, number 3. I'll think about 4 and 5 here in a second, but where was I? Marcus Semien. Again, thank you so much, Ralph, for the $4.99 super chat. Really appreciate that. And we got another super chat popping up here. Elliot Rivera. Hello. Another super chat. You guys are going nuts tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. New York Mets 2021 champs. I mean, what a heck of an offseason they've had, man. If they can keep this going, dude, man, they're close. They're pretty close. And I understand the Mets fever going on right now. They have had a heck of an offseason, but can they do it on the field? They have done it on paper so far. I think just the bullpen needs to just maybe one more arm for that bullpen, I think would be great. If they're starting pick, if Noah Syndergaard can come back healthy and effective, I think that rotation could be pretty good, especially now with the Carlos Carrasco. Francisco Lindor is kind of like that energetic impact bat that you really need, or that they really needed in that lineup. So I'm excited to see what the Mets can do. And it's kind of nice as a Red Sox fan because, you know, while my Red Sox have taken a bit of a step back, this allows me the opportunity to really just have fun with the rest of the game. You know, check out all these other teams that are just doing some work this offseason. I'm really excited to see what ends up happening this season. I'm very excited. The Padres, the Mets, the White Sox, all having great offseasons. I can't wait for this season. I really can't. Anyway, so let's get back to Semien here. I do wonder with you're seeing Marcus Semien get connected with the Red Sox quite a bit. So I'm wondering if maybe there is something there. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Do I like it? I don't know. I just don't know where the Red Sox are. What are they really doing? I just don't know what Heimblum is doing. I mean, you know, like they're basically like retooling. But they're just trying to get younger while also still trying to compete. I think the Red Sox definitely could be a team that competes in 2021. Do I think as of right now they're a serious contender? No, but I think they could maybe be a team that competes for a wild card. We'll have to wait and see. But Marcus Semien, if he comes to Boston, that could be a really, I think, a good move. Oh my God, another super chat. Sean Jester with the $4.99 super chat. Love the channel, Sean. I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you enjoying the show. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome tonight. Wow. Thank you so much. But Marcus Semien, let's go take a look at the stats. Let's go see why this guy is so highly sought after. Look at the 2019 season he had. He was third in MVP. This guy had a really good season in 2019. A 285 average, had an 892 OPS, 33 home runs, 92 RBIs, but it wasn't even just that. He was good on defense as well. If you look at the Baseball Reference defensive wins above replacement, had a 2.2. That's really good. I mean, this guy was just all over the place. On Baseball Reference, an 8.9 wins above replacement. You know what? Let's actually go to Baseball Savant. And I want to take a look at Marcus Semien on here. I don't think I've taken a look at him on here. 2019, he was out of his mind. So, but yeah, 2020, while this is loading, the reason why maybe he's not as sought after as he was, people were believing he was going to be. 2020, he really took a dive. OPS below a 700. 7 home runs, 23 RBIs. Luckily, he did start to heat up in the postseason, hit 400 in that series against the White Sox. So he was starting to heat up a little bit there. And again, overall, this is a 60-game season. He played 53 games. Give him 162 games. I think this guy ends up finishing with a better season than what he ended up with. So I think Marcus Semien is still a really good player. But if we go to Baseball Savant here, if you take a look, I mean, again, the expected numbers were all really down. Just not good in the exit velocity, not even many hard hit balls, not many barrels, but he was still taking a lot of walks. He wasn't striking out very much, still had really good sprint speed. The defense was down. I'm almost kind of wondering if there was something going on with him injury wise. I don't know. Is there any A's fans in the chat where was he going through some kind of an injury? I don't think I remember reading anything about a Marcus Semien injury, but I wonder if he was maybe trying to play through something. I don't know. And again, it was, you had the weird spring training, I don't know. Again, I wish, this is why I just hated last season, because I just don't think, I don't know, man. It's so many guys had a down season in 2020. And, it sucks, for some of these guys that had a really good 2019 season, like a Semien, and then they just kind of just fell flat in 2020, but they didn't even have a full season to really show that it was, just some kind of a mirage, So I am interested to see what he ends up doing. Another team as well is in the mix, and that's the Phillies. The Phillies, I think, could be a really interesting team for him to go to. Right now, Didi Gregorius is a free agent. Are they going to bring him back? There were talks of the Phillies staying in contact with him, staying engaged with him. So where are the Phillies going to go? I mean, we've heard them cry poor a little bit. I think they're going to end up bringing back JT Realmuto. That's just my opinion. I just think JT Realmuto, the best fit for him is the Phillies. The fans love him. His teammates love him. He's great for that lineup. He's the best, in my opinion. I'd say, honestly, he is the best defensive catcher. He's the best overall catcher. The amount of defense that he provides along with the offense, I mean, I'd give Austin Hedges the best defensive catcher, but JT Realmuto, the amount of offense that he provides, he's the best overall catcher in my opinion. But he's not just, good for the offense, good for the defense. He's great with the pitching staff. He's a great leader in the clubhouse. I don't know. I just think it's a great fit. So I wonder if the Phillies are going to have the money to be able to sign a Semien. I wonder what kind of a contract Semien's going to get. I wonder if he goes for a 1-year deal to kind of restore his value. Maybe he does end up going for a big deal, like a 4 or 5 year deal. I don't know. I wonder what teams think about him. Again, the advanced stats didn't really show too much, but again, a short season, you never know. Give him a whole season and he ends up playing better. The Reds, I think, are an interesting team. Could the Reds, maybe they're trying to shed a little bit of money so they can maybe try and bring in someone like a Marcus Semien. I don't know. I'd kind of maybe lean towards no on that, but the Reds definitely really could use him. And then the Athletics, I wonder if in the end he ends up just going back to the Athletics, maybe on a 1-year deal. The Athletics still have a really good team. Could he play one more season there? Try and restore his value a little bit. I could definitely see that happening as well. We'll have to wait and see. But again, I'm very interested to see what happens with the Marcus Semien. Kind of like a Corey Kluber. I think he's very interesting, but I also think Marcus Semien's very interesting as well. If you sign Marcus Semien and you end up getting another good season out of a Marcus Semien, that could be huge for your team. We'll have to just wait and see. So let me see in the chat, everyone. What do you think? What do you think in the chat? Where do you think Marcus Semien is going to end up going? Tell me in the chat down below. Personally, in my updated predictions, I had him going to the Orioles on like a 1-year deal because I just wonder if maybe he wants to restore his value a little bit, and maybe he's just like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Baltimore. I'm just gonna go play over there. I can just kind of mind my own business over in Baltimore, restore my value. I don't know. That was kind of like a shot in the dark, a prediction, but I could definitely see him going to the Phillies. I could definitely really see him going back to the A's. I mean, honestly, I could maybe see the Red Sox bringing him in on like a 1-year deal. Maybe. I could see that. Andy, I don't think the Angels, just because they traded for Jose Iglesias. The Tigers, I wonder if he fits into their timeline. I mean, the Tigers, they're a few years away, I think. Jeff Graw, you think the Phillies? Jeff Graw, what's up, my friend? Hello. Again, thank you so much for that huge donation the other night where I fell off my chair. That literally made me fall off my chair. If you guys have not seen me falling off my chair, you know what? I might actually see if I can pull that up. I might go back to that. Hey, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you want to go see me fall off my chair because of Jeff Graw's donation the other night. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. Because, I mean, I did actually fall off my chair. So, yeah, Ruben, yeah, unless you re-sign Didi, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think that, but I don't know, man. I would love Semien with the Phillies. I think that would be great. Really give some good defense. You would definitely get an upgrade on defense with Semien. Just wonder, are they going to get a bounce-back season offensively? Caleb Albritton, honestly, I don't think anyone is getting signed at this point. Is anyone going to get signed? Could you imagine we go into spring training and you still got like Trevor Bauer sitting out there or George Springer sitting out there? Could you imagine that? JT Realmuto still sitting at home. Oh, it looks like everyone wants to go see. All right, here we go. Let's go pull this up. Here we go. All righty. Let's go here. What was it at? I don't even remember. What was the timestamp? Trying to remember. What was the timestamp? I think it was like what? Whoa, what is happening? Oh my God! What is going on? No way! Jeff Graw! I'm going to flip my chair again! Jeff Graw has killed me, everyone. Jeff Graw has killed me. It's over. Oh. What just happened? What just happened? Oh my God. What is going on? Did that just happen? Did that just actually happen? I'm going to hold on. Let me rub my eyes just a little bit. Jeff Graw, break the chair, round 2. Wow, Jeff Graw, man. You have officially become the highest donator on this channel in its history. Jeff Graw, you have no idea. I'm literally sitting on my floor right now. I don't even know what to say. Jeff Graw, man. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. We're back. All right, I think I broke my back, but oh hey, look at me in the trying to look for the old clip. Wow. I don't even know what to say, my friend. I don't even know what to say. That's huge, man. That's huge for this channel, especially with a down off season like this. I've been really trying to go hard this off season, man. Just trying to give whatever news I can give, and that really makes that's wow. Thank you so much, my friend. Huge donation. Really appreciate that. I'm stunned. I am stunned. So I don't even know if you even caught that on the camera. I hope that fall off the chair was as good as you wanted it to be. Here we go. Let's go. We're going to recap here. We're going to look at the old chair flip. Where was it? I don't remember where it was. That's the one thing with these long streams. I don't know. Like where to I got to start putting some timestamps or something. I'll look for this in a little bit because I want to keep on with the news. I got to keep on with the news, everyone. I apologize. I'll look for this in a little bit. But Jeff Graw, you're amazing, my friend. You're amazing. I'll get back to this in a second, I promise. I'll look towards the end of the show. But yes, I'm still stunned. I don't even know what to think. Don't even know what to think. Just looking at the chat. Everyone, round of applause for Jeff Graw. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. All right, everyone. I lost my mind there for a second, but here we go. Marcus Semien. I think he would be a great fit with the Red Sox. I think he would be a great fit with the Phillies. Great fit with the Reds. I think, honestly, going back to the A's would be an amazing fit as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see what ends up happening with Marcus Semien. So coming back to you all, that was quite an eventful 5 minutes. I don't even know where I am, honestly. Am I still? Are we still live? Are we still live? My back is broken. I think my back is broken. So, everyone, our next story. We actually did have a signing. And speaking of the Phillies have actually signed someone for their bullpen. And I really like this signing a lot. Archie Bradley. I love this signing for the Phillies. Honestly, the Phillies, I don't think Archie Bradley is the best arm out there for your bullpen. But Archie Bradley, I think, oh, thank you, JH Sports, for that. I'll go to that here in a second. So, Archie Bradley, what a solid arm. He had a great season last year between the Diamondbacks and the Reds. I really think he is a pretty underrated arm in this offseason. So let's go to the story. Here we go. Sharing the screen. Okay. So taking a look here. Phillies to sign Archie Bradley. The Phillies are signing free agent reliever Archie Bradley. Ben Nicholson-Smith of Sportsnet tweets. It's a 1-year, $6 million pack for the right-hander. And that is crazy because what was he going to make? So it says here, Bradley has been on the open market since the Reds non-tendered him December 2nd before paying him a projected $4.3 to $5.7 million. They could have literally got him for under $6 million, which he ended up signing, and the Reds still let him go. That's crazy to me, man. But good for the Phillies. If we go take a look at the Phillies bullpen, this is a big signing because they really just need some arms in that bullpen. You still got Hector Neris. I think that's a pretty decent arm. You got some decent arms in here. You did just get Jose Alvarado. I think that was pretty good. You got Ranger Suarez. That's a pretty underrated bullpen arm, I think. So don't sleep on him. Sam Coonrod, I think he could be pretty effective. He didn't have the greatest season last year for the Giants. A horrible season, honestly. A 9.82 ERA. But this is a guy in 2019, in 33 games, had a 3.58 ERA. I think this is a guy where he could be an effective arm in middle relief for them. So look out for a Sam Coonrod. But yeah, they got some arms in this bullpen where I think this bullpen could actually be pretty good. So now you got Hector Neris. I mean, David Hale as well. I really like David Hale. So taking a look, David Hale, 17 innings last year. He did start a couple games, but overall, not a bad year. 3.71 ERA. This is a guy in 2019 for the Yankees where, 20 games, decent. He's not, not amazing by any means, but there are some arms in this bullpen for the Phillies. And just adding an Archie Bradley, I think, is a huge move. You just need to really start putting some arms in that bullpen. Some guys that can just be quality, at least decent arms, because their bullpen has just been absolutely trash. So we'll have to wait and see if the Phillies can add any more arms to that bullpen. I did predict Kirby Yates to go to the Phillies. This kind of falls in line with my thinking behind that, because I thought the Phillies would go after an arm that was pretty cheap. So, and I thought Kirby Yates, well, maybe he could end up being a pretty cheap arm. He had, he didn't really have a season this past year. He was dealing with some arm issues. So I thought, maybe a team could get him for a 1-year deal. He could reestablish his value. And I thought maybe the Phillies could be a good fit because they need arms for the bullpen. And hey, maybe they still go after a Kirby Yates. But I wonder if Kirby Yates could possibly just be looking for more money. I could definitely see Kirby Yates looking for more than $6 million. I could see Kirby Yates, maybe looking for like somewhere in like the $7 to $8 million range per year. I could definitely see that. Kirby Yates was a pretty dominant closer. So we'll have to wait and see if this is the end of the Phillies adding in some bullpen arms. That's what they really need to work on. They had one of the worst bullpens last year. So adding an Archie Bradley, I think, was huge. So moving on to our next story. Moving on. And you know what? Before I move into the next story, let's see. I saw JH Sports. I think I saw the timestamp. Here we go. So, who are we even talking about? I think we were talking about Andrew Benintendi trades. Here we go. Let's go take a watch. Let's take a watch at the old, the very first ever Robbie falling out of his chair moment. Let me actually move me. And here we go. I got to rewatch this again. Not bad. 88 exit velocity, 15.4 long check. Whoa, we got a super chat. What is going on? Whoa! Oh my God! Whoa! Jeff Groh! Oh my God! Oh. Look at the feet! Oh my goodness. The thing about that, everyone, was that was a complete accident. That when I actually meant to just roll away, and what happened was with my chair, I got caught on one of my shoes, and the chair just completely flipped over. So that was not planned at all. Completely flipped over. So, yeah, that actually happened. So, yeah, and now you got to experience me flipping out of my chair yet again. So, I hope that fulfilled everyone's Robbie falling out of his chair needs. Anyway, so let's come back here. Here we go. Moving on to our next story. And you know what? I'm pretty excited about this. Tomorrow marks the first day to sign international players. So January 15th is now the first official day to sign international players. And this is actually, I think, pretty exciting. You got a couple of pretty good names on this list. And we already have one that was that was rumored to be signing with the White Sox. And that was the top one. Yoenis Cespedes' little brother, Yoelkis Cespedes. So let's go take a look here. Here we go. Let me get the article pulled up. Alrighty, so sharing the screen. So again, tomorrow is the first day to sign international prospects, and this is exciting. And you know why? Because that stupid ad, man. God, everyone, I hope everyone saw that ad. It was very useful. This is why I hate ads. Here we go. But if you take a look here, January 15th is the new July 2nd. The date has changed, but the excitement and its significance to baseball remains the same. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the international signing period that was scheduled to begin on July 2nd, 2020, starts today and ends on December 15th, 2021. So, again, this usually happens earlier on in the summertime where you can start signing international prospects, but because of the pandemic, they had to push it. But if you take a look at some of the players that have come from this international signing period, you have guys like Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., Eloy Jimenez. You got some up-and-coming guys like Wander Franco, Kristen Pache, Julio Rodriguez, Marco Luciano, Noelvi Marte. You got some big names that came over internationally. And if we go take a look right now at the top prospects, you got Yoelqui Cespedes, and it's rumored that the White Sox have already agreed to terms with him, and this guy is actually looking pretty good. So, I mean, look at the frame already. He's 23 years old. This guy could end up moving pretty quick. And then you got Luis Robert too, who is an international player. There are a ton of players internationally that can end up being really good. So if we take a look here, looking at the scouting grades, I mean, 50 hit, 55 power, 60 run, 60 arm, 55 fielding. Again, the younger half brother of Yoenis Cespedes. So he played for Cuba in the World Baseball Classic. This is a guy where do we have any video on him? No videos, it looks like. Or actually, do they have a video here? So if we take, oh, here we go. So they got some highlights of him. Look at this guy. The dude he just eats freaking aluminum bats for breakfast. Are you kidding me? But taking a look at Cespedes here. Oh, let me rewind. My screen just lagged on me. So looking at the swing, what a great swing already. Oh, are we lagging right now? No, okay. I think we're doing all right. But this is a guy where he already has such a great looking swing. He just looks really strong. This just looks like a dude that could end up getting a lot of home runs. He could be a really exciting player. And for the White Sox, if it is indeed true that they're going to be signing him, I mean, look out. Look out for this guy. I mean, goodness, look at the swing. Look at this dude. He is just, man. But you got some other guys on here. So let's just kind of take a look at some of these guys that right now are ranked near the top. You got Oscar Colas, 22 years old. So one good thing about him is he is a two-way player. He's a left-handed pitcher and an outfielder. So look at the scouting grades. 55 hit, 55 fielding, 55 running. He's got at least above average tools here. So all over the place. So he's just turned 22. He's an intriguing and impactful prospect. So he's been called the Cuban Ohtani because he plays all three outfield positions and he's a left-handed pitcher with a fastball in the mid-90s. Could you imagine? I wonder what team ends up going to him. Is there any news on him right now? I've heard his name come up before. But is there anything on him right now? Any rumors? No, it doesn't look like there's really anything going on. I can check the Twitter machine. Can take a look over here. What was it? How do you spell that again? Oscar Colas. There we go. Anything on him at all? So 9 hours ago. For the international prospects, I want the Blue Jays to sign. Oh, hey, it's BZ Baseball. What's going on, BZ Baseball? BZ Baseball has made it on Twitter, and he has made it onto the show. Look at that. See, okay, that would be awesome if the Blue Jays can sign this guy. That'd be really cool, BZ. But is there any, I mean, there's really nothing going on. Like, there's no rumors. BZ Baseball, I see that you want Oscar Colas. I mean, I think I tell you, one team that I think to look out for in this international signing period is the Mets. Look out for the Mets because they got some money. Well, there's actually some rules here. There are some rules. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. So, taking a look, I just saw there are rules. Okay, so everyone has a certain amount to spend. So right now, if you take a look at teams that had, so I think so clubs that receive a competitive balance pick in round B of the MLB draft receive a pool of $6.4 million for spending on international prospects, while clubs that receive a competitive balance pick in round A receive about 5.88. So the remaining teams get bonus pools of 5.34. Okay, so the teams that have the most to spend on international free agents are Cincinnati, Detroit, Miami, Milwaukee, Minnesota, and Tampa Bay. So very interesting that the White Sox, they have the least amount, or they don't have the most amount. Sorry, but they're kind of in the middle of the pack, and they were able to get Cespedes. They were able to get the top guys. So I mean, look out for Tampa Bay. They're always just stockpiling. Wander Franco was a guy that was international. I mean, look out for a team like Cincinnati. I mean, look out for, the Tigers are up and coming. The Marlins, I think, could end up being pretty good. Look out for the Marlins here. I mean, honestly, I think this is huge for the Brewers. If the Brewers can get someone here, I think this would be huge because the Brewers don't have too much of a farm system right now. The Twins, I think, could really use an exciting player internationally. But I really think the teams that really could gain the most here are the Brewers. They got the most. They're one of the teams that have the most. Cincinnati, I think look out for them. But then you got some other teams here that are right below: Arizona, Baltimore, Cleveland, Colorado, Kansas City, Pittsburgh. I mean, look at San Diego. Could San Diego, after the offseason that they've had right now, could they go out and get someone here? St. Louis could be big. And then you take a look here, like these powerhouse teams in the middle: Boston, Chicago, both teams from Chicago, Houston, the Dodgers. If you take a look here, the Braves have the least. So the Braves did get Ronald Acuna Jr. from international. So if you take a look here, the Braves also forfeited $500,000. Wait, hold on, wait. The remaining teams get bonus pools of 5.348, excluding the Angels and Phillies, who receive 4.7, the Yankees 4.2, and the Braves 1.5. Atlanta is in the final year of reduced bonus pools as part of penalty. Yeah, that's right. I remember the Braves back a while ago. They violated some rules when it came to the international signing. I don't remember exactly what that was, but I remember reading about that. But Atlanta, they're right now facing some penalties, so they have the least amount. Look out for the Yankees. The Yankees always seem to be getting a lot of international players as well. So very interesting to see. So again, going back to some of these guys, you got a few shortstops here. Look at these guys. 17 years old, 17. This kid's 16 from the Dominican Republic. Christian Hernandez, 17. You got a lot of young players here. So Cespedes, looking at his age and just looking at his frame, he looks like he could end up getting to the majors pretty quickly. Give him maybe like a year in the minors, and you could see him in 2022. So, I'm pretty excited to see what teams that I'm excited to see if the Red Sox can get anyone. I'm going to look out for Chaim Bloom getting some prospects. If you actually go, so right now with the Rays, we'll take a look at a couple of farm systems here where we'll take a look at some really good ones. So again, Tampa Bay, they have the top prospect in all of baseball, Wander Franco. So he was the gem of the 2017-18 international class. So the Rays got him. They got a lot of other guys too. Vidal Brujan. They got a ton. I think Luis Patino was international. So he was out of, where was he from? Was he Dominican Republic? Doesn't say. Where is he from? Well, whatever. He was international. But, you got a ton of guys here. Xavier Edwards, I don't think he was international. No, he was from Vanderbilt. So, Ronaldo Hernandez. So, he was international. They got a ton of international players. So, look out for the Rays. The Rays could definitely make some noise. They always seem to make some noise. If you go to the Padres, go looking at the Padres. So, the Padres, Luis Patino was a big chip to get a Blake Snell. and he was an international signing. So that's what I'm saying. Look out for these international guys. I think Luis Campusano was one. Oh, no. Was he drafted out of college? Yeah, he was drafted out of college. I apologize. So who else? Was he international? Yeah, this is an international guy. Their number 6 prospect right now. Anderson Espinoza, I remember, was an international guy when the Red Sox got him. He was from Venezuela. So there's a lot of guys. If you go to another farm system, let's go to the Dodgers farm system. Right now, Kyber Ruiz, he was international. He was out of Venezuela. Luis Rodriguez, he was another one. He was out of Venezuela. So these international guys, man. Josiah Gray, where was he from? No, he was out of college. He was from New York. Let's go to, real quick, what was another team? Oh, the Mariners. So let's go to another one. We've heard of this guy before, Julio Rodriguez. This is a guy to keep an eye out for in the next few years. One of the Mariners' top prospects. But he was out of the Dominican Republic, 2017, 2018 signing period. So, thank you, Emilio. Thank you. Patino's from Colombia. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. But again, Patino, one of the top young arms in the game right now, prospect-wise. And you just saw him go to the Rays for a Blake Snell. So these international guys can end up being trade chips as well. So that's why I really am intrigued with the international signing period every year, because these guys could end up being something. They could end up being a star for their team, or they could end up being a really big piece in a trade. So, or both, or with a team that they end up getting traded to, they could end up being a big star. So there's a lot of players that are international. If you go to the top 100 right now, before I move on to my next story, the top 100 prospects, if you take a look, so Wander Franco, that's like the top player that's the top prospect in baseball right now. He was international. So a lot of these guys are Christian Pache, that's another one. So the Braves got him. So right now he's the number 10 prospect. Taking a look here, just moving down the list, Julio Rodriguez, we just talked about him. Sixto Sanchez, that was another one. So he was from the Dominican Republic. He just pitched in the playoffs this past year. So just keep on going down the list here. Luis Patino, like we talked about. Marco Luciano, he's with the Giants, top shortstop prospect, number 29 right now. He was from the Dominican Republic. I mean, if you just keep on going, you got guys here. Vidal Brujan. This is an exciting one. 70 run. This guy is uber athletic. So, I just to kind of sum this up, I think this is going to be one of the more fun things of this offseason. I love the international signing times because and even Yohan Moncada was one, and he ended up signing with the Red Sox. And then Yohan Moncada, who has been a really good player for the White Sox since going there, he was a part of the Chris Sale trade. So don't sleep on the international signing period. I don't think you ever hear too much about it. But I think because of this slow offseason and just how everything has just gone in the past year anyway, with the whole pandemic, I think we're kind of looking for something to look at right now. And I think, honestly, the international signing period, I think it needs to get more coverage. So definitely tune in tomorrow. You're going to see some guys start kind of getting off the market, really. So pay attention to your team tomorrow. Maybe your team ends up getting one of these top international prospects. So keep a lookout, everyone. Keep a lookout. So, everyone, let's move on to our next story. Moving through. So we have a bit of a downer here, a bit of a down story. We have Yadier Molina possibly looking into retiring. Yadier Molina, he has been rumored all offseason to maybe be going somewhere, maybe going back to the Cardinals. You saw his name pop up with the Yankees, the Padres, the Mets. But as of right now, it's looking like it's either going to be the Cardinals or he just sails off into the sunset. I don't think he's going to end up retiring. I don't see it. But because I really think he still has something to give. But let's share the screen. Let's go to the story. So as you can see here, if the right offer isn't there, Yadi could retire. So if we take a look here, he did appear on in an interview with Polo Asieno for La Vida Baseball, he did say if the right offer's not there, he's going to consider retirement. Here is his quote: "I'm preparing hard. When God says if it's his will that I can come back, I'll come back," Molina said in Spanish. "And if not, I'll retire happy and with my head held high." If Yadier Molina ends up retiring, he's definitely going to go out one of the best of all time. One of the best of all time at the catching position. So there's a stupid ad again. Can we just get rid of this stupid ad? Why is this ad here? God, this is ruining everything. Anyway, but Yadier Molina, if we go take a look at the stats, and we'll also take a look at the Cardinals depth chart. Here we go. So right now, if you take a look at what the Cardinals have for catchers, you got Andrew Knizner and Tyler Heineman. So right now, Knizner is looking like the future for the Cardinals. I believe he was... Where was he ranked last year? Here we go. Going back to the top prospects. Going into 2019, he was... Let's see. Where was he? Was he the number 1 prospect, or was that Dylan Carlson? He was the number 3 prospect with the Cardinals. You have Dylan Carlson, you had Nolan Gorman, and Andrew Knizner. So, Knizner right now is looking like the future, right? So actually, where was he on the top 100? Was he on this list? So Dylan Carlson was 24. So he's probably near the bottom. Nolan Gorman was 38. And Andrew Knizner. Is he on this list? Andrew Knizner, where are you at? Either way, he was the number 3 prospect for the Cardinals. Not seeing him on this list. Is he on this list? Was he on the top 100 in 2019? I didn't see him anywhere. But either way, number 3 prospect for the Cardinals going into the 2020 season. So look out for him. If Yadier Molina ends up retiring, this is going to be your guy. I think, personally, I would have Yadier Molina come back, bring him back on some kind of a deal. Because I think Andrew Knizner, he definitely, why not? You definitely could use more of that Yadier Molina leader, that mentorship, you know? And the Cardinals, I still think they have a pretty decent team where they could compete. Yadier Molina, I think, would be a great guy to keep around. So, and I think he would be great for Knizner as well. Give Knizner more time to kind of just watch and learn, really set Knizner up for the future. But if Yadier Molina ends up retiring, at least the Cardinals do have an option, but you'd hate to see it. I would love to see Molina go out in a better way. I would love to see him, have one of those farewell tours. I think he deserves it. I would hate for 2020 to be his last season. I would hate that. I want this guy to have an actual last season. Get him sign him to a 2-year deal, 2 more years, finish his career with the Cardinals, finish in front of the fans. I just think you can't go out this way. Get it done. I think at the end of the day, this is more leverage from him. Like, all right, if I don't sign, then I'm retiring, So, I don't know. We'll have to wait. We have to wait and see how that ends up happening. But Yadier Molina may be retiring. But here we go. Our last story of the day, of the night, actually. So, we have a very interesting one. Theo Epstein. Theo Epstein just recently left the Cubs. Everyone was a bit surprised about that. But it looks like Theo Epstein has a new job. And that is with Major League Baseball. No other team. He's going straight to the top to work with Rob Manfred. So Theo Epstein has been hired as an MLB consultant. This is a guy, he's being brought in to try and improve the game on the field. They are bringing him in to try and change the game for the better. So Theo Epstein recently, let's get this article pulled up. Here we go. All right, sharing the screen. Here we go. So MLB names Theo Epstein consultant to commissioner's office. So Major League Baseball announced today that former Red Sox general manager and Cubs president of baseball operations Theo Epstein has joined the commissioner's office as a consultant to Rob Manfred. Specifically, Epstein will focus his efforts on on-field matters, including, but presumably not limited to, the effects that proposed rule changes would bring about. Bruce Levine of 670 The Score first reported via Twitter. So let's go here. Let's see what he had to say. So here we go. Breaking news, Theo Epstein will join the commissioner's office as a consultant regarding on-field matters. So they said they were going to announce today. What does this mean? What is this? Hope Manfred knows Theo is gunning for his job. Can we please get Theo Epstein as the commissioner of baseball? He saved the Red Sox and he saved the Cubs. It is time for Theo Epstein to save Major League Baseball. So, there's some things out there where the game, a lot of people are really looking for some change. Rob Manfred has said himself, he wants the game to speed up. He wants the game to be more engaging. And they've tried things. Some things have been good. Some things have not been good. But there are some ideas out there where maybe getting rid of the shift, the whole 3-pitcher thing, I don't know if they're going to get rid of that. The universal DH, that's been floated around. Maybe lowering the mounds a little bit, that's been floated around. So if we take a look here, he had a lot to say. Again, Rob Manfred, he said he's one of the most accomplished and thoughtful people in our sport. I am grateful that he has accepted our invitation to complement our ongoing efforts and provide his insights. So again, they are really bringing this guy in to just revolutionize the game, to just give some ideas. Theo Epstein's a smart guy. Theo Epstein's a smart guy from Yale. Don't discount what this guy could do for the game. He was able to give the Red Sox 2 championships. He was able, and also he had some stuff, and he had something to say about some of these guys on the 2013 team. So I don't think Theo Epstein didn't have a part of that 2013 team as well. But he completely rebuilt the Cubs, brought them a World Series for the first time in 108 years. So it says here, there's no indication yet as to whether this is a temporary post or a gateway to a more permanent position within the commissioner's office. Epstein said when he stepped away from the Cubs and rebuffed interest in new baseball ops ventures that he had hoped to spend more time with his family. So I could see this as maybe being both. I think this is kind of a way for him to still stay with Major League Baseball, but help them in a more productive manner instead of just helping the Cubs or just a different team to that matter. I still think in this way, as a consultant, he can still kind of work from far away. He can still be with his family. So, but again, I'm wondering what Theo Epstein is going to do. What rule changes are you going to bring about? There's so many things. We could talk all night. About this. There's so many things that you could do to revolutionize the game. There was an interesting tweet. Who was it today? I don't remember who. A player tweeted today saying, basically, I can't remember who it was. Hold on. Let me search MLB rule change. Was that the one? I don't remember who tweeted this. It was a player. One of the players tweeted out. And he basically said the way to fix the game is to stop paying players for... Oh, safe. Thank you so much. Whit Merrifield. Yes. Thank you. He basically said today where... Stop paying players to hit home runs and just get a ton of strikeouts. These guys that throw strikes and give up weak contact, they're not getting paid. Honestly, he's not wrong in that aspect. He's not. Because I don't think that's the way you go about it. These teams are paying these guys this much money to try and win. So, and those things have been effective. So I don't think but I think going that way is look at the Rays. Really look at the Rays. And I've mentioned this in one of my streams where the Rays, in my personal opinion, while it was great to see a small market team get as far as they didn't win it all, but they were very close. While it was nice to see them do what they did, the Rays were a very boring team this offseason. Ton of strikeouts, not just on the pitching side, but they struck out a bit on the offensive side as well. But pitching side, a ton of strikeouts. And then on the offensive side, it was either home run or bust for the Rays. I'm sorry, but that's boring. We all last year this past year in the playoffs, there were some games that were just really hard to watch. It was boring. It was just boring. You saw like all these like low scoring games, but like they weren't even like pitchers duels. You would have like a 1-0 game or like a scoreless game or like a 1-1 tie or like a 2-2 tie, and you already have the bullpen coming in like the 4th or 5th inning. That's boring. Now, if you had a 1-1 game and you had like 2 aces just going at it, like maybe Garrett Cole and Shane Bieber just going at it into like the 7th inning, then yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. A pitcher's duel is exciting. But when you're seeing the bullpen start to come in the 4th inning, in the 5th inning, I mean, what is that? I mean, come on. When you go back to the 2003 playoffs, when you had Pedro Martinez and Roger Clemens going in Game 3 of that ALCS and then in Game 7, it was electric. Electric. Absolutely electric. That was the story of those games. Pedro and Clemens. Man, like just thinking about that still gives me chills. You had Curt Schilling. I brought up this example a lot too. Curt Schilling and Roger Clemens. I mean, Roger Clemens he's been involved in these big games a lot. But Curt Schilling, Roger Clemens in the 2001 World Series, Game 7, going back and forth and having just these great pitching performances. You don't see that anymore. And now it's basically just like you hit home runs, you bring the bullpen in the 5th inning, and like you see Blake Snell having the performance of his life, getting pulled as early as he did. That he should not have been pulled from that game. Give this kid a chance. Like, have him pitch. He's pitching his butt off that night. And you just pull him. And yeah, like, I get it. Like, you know, I get it. Like, you want to follow the analytics. But like Theo Epstein said, the analytics are starting to hurt the game. While analytics are great, they're starting to affect the game. They're starting to make the game boring. Fans are becoming less engaged. That's just simple. It's a simple fact. It's just really what it is. But one good thing I think you can learn from, I'm not sure how they could apply this to Major League Baseball on a daily basis, but look how exciting the Home Run Derby has become. Look at what they did for the Home Run Derby. That Home Run Derby was getting boring. I'm sorry, but it was getting boring. But then they started doing the time limits or whatever instead of doing the pitches. They were doing time limits. Look how exciting that was. There are ideas out there. I'm not that smart. I don't have all these ideas. I think, simple ones like universal DH, maybe make some kind of a rule with the shift, something, maybe do like a restriction on shifts. Maybe you can only have like 3 shifts per game or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you can lower the mound because these pitchers nowadays are just throwing so hard off of those mounds. Maybe you can flatten the mounds a little bit. I'm not sure how you do it, or if that is even a good idea. But I don't know, something to kind of just, because you're getting these pitchers now. While I do love strikeouts, you're getting so many strikeouts now, and that's just like, now it's having these players to try and resort for all these home runs. So I don't know. I just want to get back to all around good baseball. I want good pitching performances. I want extra base hits. I want bunts. I want home runs too. I want all of it. I want just all around good baseball. So, but again, Whit Merrifield, he did say today, it's a simple fix then. Pay players who put the ball in play and pitchers who throw strikes more. Players who hit homers are paid more. So players strive to only hit homers. Same with pitchers. Strikeouts get guys paid. Throwing strikes and getting weak contact pays less. He's not wrong. I just don't think this is really the way you go about it because it's not the players. I mean, that's what teams are wanting, but that's what's kind of been successful. Unfortunately, it's kind of worked, but I think you need to start figuring out ways to change the game. So if you look here, I mean, Theo Epstein, he said today, we need to find a way to get more action in the game, get the ball in play more often, allow players to show their athleticism some more, and give the fans more of what they want. He's right. You got to get the play more. Did you guys notice in the playoffs this year, there was a bunt, and I was like, whoa, there's a bunt. Like, everyone was like, wow, a bunt. And so, like, you need to start bringing that stuff back into the game. Who remembers these suicide squeezes? You know, these play at the plates, you know, just bunting guys over, just, you know. And I know a lot of people, they kind of complained about the whole, there was a runner on second to start the inning in extra innings. In a way, I didn't hate it because it kind of just made it different. And it kind of, I know it wasn't perfect all the time, but it was something different, you know. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of changes that could be made, you know, and I think Theo Epstein, if there's a guy, he seems motivated too. Theo Epstein, when he has his goals set on what he wants to do, when he has his mind set on what he wants to do with whether if he was with the Red Sox or with the Cubs, this guy is a winner, and he has accomplished what every time he is set out to do something, he has accomplished it. And maybe this could be the start of something with Theo Epstein. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. But I'm pretty excited. I like me some Theo Epstein. I think this is the right guy to at least try and start implementing some new ideas. So, everyone, that is all I have for tonight. I have to take a picture of this donation. Got to keep it for the memories. Everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming out tonight. I wasn't expecting a lot of people to come out tonight. There's not really much going on, as always. It just feels like same old, same old. I don't know. Are they going to have to maybe do something with the offseason too? Are they going to have to start putting in some kind of a salary floor or something, or maybe not a salary cap, but a salary floor to start getting teams more motivated to spend money? I don't know what it is. I think Major League Baseball, it's not just the on-the-field stuff. I think they got to do something with this offseason. I think they got to do something. Because if you look at NBA free agency, it's the most fun free agency in sports. Even NFL is pretty good too. Major League Baseball has to do something with free agency. Has to. Because this is just like miserable. We are 1 month away. 1 month away from pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training. And you don't even have any of these guys signed. Like Trevor Bauer's sitting out there. Jake Odorizzi's sitting out there. Masahiro Tanaka's still sitting out there. You got all these guys. And I don't know. But I don't know I don't know what to do. This offseason, I think you got to find a way to make the offseason more exciting. I like the international signing period move to the offseason. I hope they keep it here. I hope they keep it in the offseason because I think it's fun. Because move the draft to the offseason too. I mean, they had the draft moved to the All-Star break, but I think why not do it during, well, I guess it's because of college baseball and stuff like that. I can understand that. But either way, what I'm trying to say is you gotta find the way to make the offseason more exciting. Simple as that. You got to find a way to make the game a little more exciting. You got to find a way to make the offseason more fun. So, everyone, that's all I have for tonight. Mr. Jeff, my friend, if you're still here, you are a monster, my friend. Thank you so much for the $200 super chat. I almost broke my back flipping off of my chair. I have had 2 times falling off my chair in the past week. I haven't fallen off my chair since I was in like the 5th grade, and I've fallen off my chair twice in 1 week. Jeff, I want to thank you so much. $200. Not even just Jeff. Everyone else too. Sean, Elliot, Ralph, Juan. Thank you so much, everyone, for your contributions. And again, Jeff, you are very generous. Very, very generous. I really appreciate that. So, again, thank you so much to you. And everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I appreciate all of you coming out every single night. Before I get out of here, if you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000 by opening day. Hit that like button before I get out of here. And go follow me on Twitter. I've been talking a lot of baseball over there lately. So I've been pretty active on there. I've definitely been starting to kick it up a notch on the tweets. So go find me on Twitter if you're looking for more baseball talk throughout the day. So everyone, that's all I have for tonight. Most likely, I don't know, Fridays we tend not to see anything happen on Fridays, at least in this off season. So if anything does happen in the next 24 hours, then I'll be here. So if I'm not able to be here, I'll let you know ahead of time. But again, that's all I have for tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. And as always, I'll talk to you next time.